fucking sick. That's really sick. People like this need to be locked up. Alright guys, welcome back. So today we are going to be having a look at some fake psychics and fake mediums exposed. Now, I don't really believe in psychics or mediums. Probably even a bit less after having a little rummage today through the old YouTubes. Now, there was a guy called James Randi who... God bless him. He's dead now. I think he died in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. He was 92 years old. But he was a magician, an illusionist, and he got sick of all these psychics and these mediums claiming that they had supernatural powers. So he set up this foundation, and he would give any psychic or any medium $1 million to prove their supernatural powers. And what do you know, after hundreds and hundreds of applicants and years of this foundation being set up, nobody ever passed it.
Oh, there's a big surprise! That's an incredible... I think I'm gonna have a heart attack and die from that surprise!
So today we're gonna have a look at some of these videos. I'm gonna try and play the videos that I haven't seen yet. There's quite a few on there. I just watched a couple, but I'm gonna choose a few that I've not seen. So we can have a look for them together. So let's grab the old phones. And let's have a look.
Do people remember accurately what takes place in a reading?
Okay, so that's James Randi. Sorry about the terrible quality. These are quite old videos. But we'll get the gist.
Well, we have with us tonight Mr. Rod Beal. Mr. Beal, you're a satisfied client of Maureen's, I understand. Is that correct?
Yeah.
She did a reading for you not too long ago, which I understand you think is a very good reading.
Yes, she did.
A few simple questions, if I may. First of all, how long did the thing last, first of all, the reading?
About half an hour.
About half an hour. How many names, pardon me, did she give you during that period of half an hour?
Probably half a dozen.
About half a dozen. Mm-hmm. And did they all hit?
Not everyone.
How many
but
did
they
would
had
you
a
say?
similar sounding, like Doreen, Maureen, that type of thing.
Well, you were kind enough to give us a tape recording of that reading done by Maureen Flynn for you. And for your information, during your reading, Maureen Flynn tried these names, and they are on the tape of the reading that you're referring to. Alan, Alfred, Alice, Ann, Bill, Charlie, Colin, Connie, David, Derek, Eileen, Ellen, Flory, Frank, Fred, George, Jim, Joe, John, Karen, Catherine, Kevin.
He said half a dozen names. And this guy has reeled off nearly all the names under the sun so far.
My name is Jeff.
Oh, God.
Lillian, Lisa, Liz, Lynn, Mark, Mary, May, Mike.
He's still going. Oh, it's awesome.
Rob, Ron, Shirley, Sydney, Stanley, Sid, and Steve. That's 37 names, and she also asked you if you could connect with any name beginning with an N or an L, and you could not do so. Now, in the ones that were accepted, and you did accept 9 of the 37 that were given, these were some of the categories: a son, a lodger, a brother, a nephew, an adopted nephew, a grandfather, a fellow worker, a cousin, and the neighbor's dog. Now,
That's right out of context.
I'm
The neighbour's dog.
sorry?
Right out of context.
We have a
Copy of it.
transcript of it right here, sir, and you may have that transcript to refer to it, and the names, I think, are...
Wow, so even the guy that they're speaking to there, who's had the reading, he doesn't want to accept it, that it's bullshit. I mean, he's got the evidence right there, and they won't accept it. It's crazy, like, to believe that some people will just believe anything they're told. It's quite scary, really. I mean, I know that he was probably grieving. This guy was grieving, and they just want anything to hold on to give them some comfort, which, you know, I kind of understand. But these mediums and these psychics, they're just grifters. They're just after your money. It's pretty sick. It is sick.
That ain't right. Shame on you.
Are outlined there, all 37 of them.
You can analyze anything. You can analyze Encyclopedia Britannica. Mr. Beale is here because he felt that what he actually got on that tape made sense to him, very much so.
Would you welcome, please, Uri Geller.
There he is, old Uri. Okay, now he's young there. This must have been ages ago. The old Uri Geller, the old spoon bender.
Silence! I'm psychoflexing. Come on. Bend. Rubber spoon, rubber spoon, rubber spoon, rubber spoon, rubber spoon, rubber spoon, rubber spoon. I'll be right back. Rubber spoon, rubber spoon, rubber spoon, rubber spoon, yes.
Yeah, he was caught faking it quite a few times.
Johnny had been a magician himself and was skeptical. I was asked to help prevent any trickery.
Nice to see you.
Thanks.
We have only met...
This scares me.
This scares you? Well, this is we just got some things together here. And
I told them to provide their own props and not to let Geller or his people anywhere near them.
Also, one of our staff members did some drawings which have been sealed in an envelope, and I'd like you to take your own pace when you feel like you want to try anything.
Right.
Do you want to try that particular experiment first?
When I'll feel for it.
What do you think? Sure.
We'll start eliminating the ones that do not have the water.
All right, without touching them.
He is really suspicious now. I'm having a hard time with you.
Okay, I don't mean to be, right? I really don't.
Just keep looking. Okay, let me rest a little, all right?
All right.
You know, I'm surprised because before this program, your producer came and he read me at least 40 questions you're going to ask me.
Well, I can ask you all kinds of questions if you'd like me to ask you questions.
I have to have time, and
See, as soon as they set up a controlled experiment, you could see he was shitting himself there. Because he's there thinking, how the fuck am I going to get out of this? That's why he said, oh, your producer said he had about 40 questions you were going to ask me. I didn't think you were going to get me out of here and try and, do tricks for you. It's rubbish.
John, we are back. Uri was telling me you don't feel, what, strong?
Jesus, look at that. That tells you how old this is. He sat there in the studio talking to his guest whilst having a fag. Oh, how times have changed.
Tonight
I don't
is that?
feel strong. It's not all tonight. Right now, I'm feeling being pressed, and then I can't.
Well, I'm not trying to press you. I'm really not.
No, you're only telling me, well, will you try that or that?
Well, I thought that was the idea of
trying to worm his way out of it.
No, I'm not trying to put you down.
James turned the page of a telephone directory without touching it. And you claim to have done that with psychic power.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah, I think I've seen this one before. I can't remember what happened though. This was years ago. I see this. I remember that haircut. How could you not forget that haircut?
You're prepared to demonstrate your psychic powers again. You've warmed up. You're ready to go, are you, James? Very well. Oh, James, you are prepared to pay him $10,000 if he can turn the page of the telephone directory with certain controls.
That's
Is that
right.
You have the $10,000, do you, Randy?
I do indeed.
Now what I have here is particles of a white plastic, which when given a good heavy puff of air, will, I think, rather conclusively show whether or not blowing is the method accomplished. Now, it will not, perhaps, in some way differentiate between genuine psychic power and actual blowing, but it certainly should be very interesting indeed to see what now occurs.
James?
Ready? Many times might have to do this.
This time.
How many pages?
Just one page, once.
Okay. The styrofoam and the lights form electricity which pulls the page. Look.
It doesn't. The page is just acting normal.
Page down instead of freeing the pages.
All right. And what would you like to ask us to ask Randy to allow you to do or for me to do?
To either take something else, either lighter or something that is going to keep, that isn't going to form like static electricity.
You mean put something else, some other material around
Something
here?
that is not foam. Foam causes static electricity, and the lights is what heats it up.
All right, Randy, is there anything else that you can put around the telephone directly?
I've heard the question, but the question is not valid because it's making an assumption which is not true. The foam does not in any way create static electricity, and Mr. Hydrake, in demonstrating that the pages were clinging together, didn't demonstrate it to my satisfaction. I think we could perhaps ask the judges for their opinion on that. I am not a scientist, so I'm not qualified.
I mean, I think a foam probably would create a small charge of static. So the guy does have a point, but if you're psychic, you know, if you're truly psychic, it shouldn't matter whether there's a tiny charge of static electricity. You should be able to just do it, right?
I do declare on it.
Judges?
Whatever static electricity exists in the styrofoam would not really affect the movement of the page or the clinging of the pages together, in my opinion.
I would add that if this is in fact psychic functioning, I don't really see why that would make a difference.
Very well.
Bingo. Nailed it in one there.
Well, Randy, would you allow me to turn perhaps half dozen pages and then put them back?
Oh, yes, you may do that, please.
Okay. James, I'll just lift up 1, 2, be helpful to you.
The static is going to still be here because of the foam. See, that's what I'm
Well, it is
saying.
the opinion of the judges that there is not enough static formed by the foam to be a problem. So, under the conditions agreed upon, it would seem that now you should at least try with psychic power to turn the page of the telephone directory, James.
Okay.
Even he's laughing, thinking, how the fuck am I going to do this? I've got no chance. What the hell's he doing there? Giving a puppy a massage. Prat.
It's not going to turn for you?
No, it isn't.
Well, have you reached the point then when at which we can declare the demonstration terminated?
Declare that you're full of shit.
This isn't a magician's trick. I can't just come up, bang, bang, and it's over. I have to be to where I can work with something small and then big, you know, to build up my own self. So this is, you know, it isn't a trick. It has to be done. You know, this is just this power. It's mental power.
The conditions agreed upon have been fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
Bob, the comment very briefly is that I have gone through many hundreds of these tests with many hundreds of people who claim to have psychic powers. And quite frankly, it's more or less the same story every time. When a simple, direct, very uncomplicated protocol is used and the control is applied, the psychic forces don't seem to be present, if indeed they are ever present at all. Popoff seemed to have divine powers.
Is it Gould? Alice Gould?
He knew their names.
Stand up.
Oh yeah, I heard about this guy. He was one of like these preacher type healer guys, and I think, if I remember right, I think it was his missus or somebody he worked with was giving him messages through a secret earpiece.
Alice.
As well as the
Now this is disgusting because a lot of religious people go to these things and they're piling the money and they're believing literally everything their hearing. This is really sick.
They'd come to cure.
God is touching that thyroid condition right now. God is touching your nerves right now. God is touching your eyes. Just lift up your hands, get ready, here it comes.
He also knew the personal details of their
You're going to
lives.
hear good news from Charles before everything is over. I'll tell you, he's going to be completely delivered because of your prayers, because of your faith. Here it comes, complete healing in Jesus' mighty name right now, amen. It's all right to praise the Lord.
I suspected that Popoff's revelations were other than divine. The radio scanner we brought to the hall picked up a decidedly worldly source.
Hello, Petey. Can you hear me? If you can't, you're in trouble.
Popoff was being prompted by his wife through a wireless earpiece.
John?
Dearie Johnson.
She'd gotten her information from prayer cards filled out by the faithful before the show began.
That's absolutely sick. That is sick.
She wants to get rid of the walker.
You want to get rid of this walker, sister? Oh, glory. How long have you been walking on that walker?
About 3 years.
3 years.
She lives at 1627 10th Street.
1627 10th Street?
Literally got their addresses and everything off of these cards at the services. Fuckers.
Is that right? That's right.
She has arthritis all over.
Burning this arthritis right out of your body. Take a few steps just to make the devil mad. Hallelujah. That's it. Just move around a little bit. There she goes. Just walk with me. Oh, glory to God. She's not going to need that walker anymore. God's just putting new strength, new health, burning that arthritis out of her body. Just keep going. Hallelujah.
See, as soon as he let go of her, she nearly fell over. Sick prick.
Yeah.
I was able to arrange for another broadcast of the Miracle Crusade on The Tonight Show, but this time the wireless prompting was included.
Sickos.
To turn this power or this ability into something useful, that's when I discovered that I could earn vast amounts of money with it.
Does he want his trousers up any higher? I think that's actually higher than what Simon Cowell has, isn't it?
An absolute categorical never.
And when I say money, I mean not $1 million or $2 million, but tens of millions. One of the things that I became...
I mean, actually, just listen to what he just said there.
...ability into something useful. That's when I discovered that I could earn vast amounts of money with it. And when I say money, I mean not $1 million or $2 million, but tens of millions. One of the things that I became well known for is moving a needle of a compass with the power of my mind. Now, I must tell you that what you're about to see here is real. It's an energy that I think we all have. And this is what I do, very simple. I clench my fist like this and I say in my mind, move. Move! Let's try it again. It moved very little. Help me because I need your energy. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Go, move. There, go. Come on. Go. Look at it.
He's got to have a magnet or something somewhere.
Now, and this is a real power. Now, skeptics always say, come on, he must have a hidden magnet. So I was accused of having magnets in my buckle belt, hanging on my neck. I'll even take the shirt off so you will see that I have nothing on me, strapped to my knees. They even accused...
You better put that back on, mate, or else the crows are going to have you.
Waka 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 and nevermore. Waka waka.
...of having hollow teeth and having magnets in my teeth. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've been attacked by lots of people, including Randy. And I look at it in both ways. First of all, as long as their attacks are on the professional side of my life, I take them. Many years ago, I thought that will destroy me, I'm finished. But I used it as publicity. I even had to write books explaining my side that, look, hey, some of the things that they're saying about me are false. And this is the truth. We have a packet of seeds here. Believe me, they're sealed. I think I got them either in Germany or in Italy. And we'll open it right in front of the camera. And you can see, there. I'm going to pour, open your hands. I'm going to pour some in Natalie's hands. And just show it. I pour some on the floor. You can see they are just very simple seeds. And if the producer or whoever wants to check them, you may. Now look what I'm going to do to them. I'm going to pick a few into my hand, like this, and I'm going to try to make them grow. You too, Natalie, put your 2 fingers on the seeds and begin to stroke them very gently and want them to grow. Yes. Try to catch this, because one is coming out. Can you see it? Yes. Fantastic. I'm saying... Also in your hand. Look. It's beginning. I'm just going to pick it up. There. You know, every time I do this, I'm amazed over and over again. And you saw it. I saw it. I don't have an explanation to it. Look at it.
What, you picked up a pack of seeds and one had already started growing in there? I mean... Of course you're going to get the odd seed that's going to germinate and start growing out of all of them. You basically just picked a pile with one of them in. Oh, such bullshit.
Now for a response, let's go to Randy backstage.
Well, I must admit that Mr. Geller has amazed me, this time with his assumption that the American public is going to be impressed by 2 simple tricks, which, when I was a kid, frankly, used to be on the back of cornflake boxes. Summer camp, we used
I love this guy, this James Randi guy. Some of the stuff he comes out with is so funny.
To do the old compass trick to impress the new campers. Sometimes you're impressed, sometimes they weren't. And of course, it's not necessary to say, move, and grunt and groan unless you have some sort of a digestive problem. And I'm certainly not going to take off my shirt afterwards, because after Mr. Geller took off his shirt, you notice he didn't make the compass needle move again? Watch this.
That's true. He didn't.
It's very simple. Hey, move, compass needle, and it moves. How easy can you get? Now, he also plays God with radish seeds, some sort of a silly thing in his hand. I have here a package of radish seeds. These didn't come from Italy or Germany. These came from Kmart, just down the street, as a matter of fact. And nothing could be simpler. Now, if I had a 12-year-old student of magic, and the 12-year-old student wasn't able to hide in here someplace one germinated seed. Oh, look, every time I do this, I'm amazed. I just don't know how it works. Look at this. Not terribly surprising. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if a 12-year-old child tried to do this and then tell people he was God because he could do it, I'd send him to his room without supper.
Live on our stage, we get it!
Because magicians can duplicate some of these things with trickery does not mean that genuine psychics do it with trickery. Now, the broken watches that you have near you, the clocks, the broken house appliances. Well, don't hold the refrigerator in your hand, but do hold the watch, do hold the clock, wind them quickly up. Although they're broken, wind the watches up and the clocks. Let's say to the watches, to the broken clocks and watches and the broken house appliances, I will say 1, 2, 3, and you all will shout with me the word work. Even if it looks silly, let's do it.
Well, I can see where this is going. So people are obviously going to have stuff, spontaneously working in their homes. I mean, I've had a few things before that I thought were broken, and then you're having a clear out one day, and then you're like, oh yeah, look, I forgot I had this. Yeah, it was bust, weren't it? And then you try using it, and it for some reason it starts working again, and that's exactly what's going to happen here.
Now, 1, 2, 3, work! Now, be quiet, very gently open your hands. If you have a second hand, look at it. Is it moving? If you don't have a second hand, very slowly and gently put it up to your ear and listen. Did it start ticking? Shh. Did it? Later on, check the house appliances. Do not stick them in the electricity if they're dangerous. But if anything with battery that was broken and is working, I would very much like you to call and let us know.
During this broadcast in homes all over the world, thousands of viewers have called in to report such disturbances. Now, Geller claims he caused those disturbances. Randy claims they're coincidental. From those responding, we've selected several callers at random. Randy and Uri are talking to them right now, and let's find out exactly what happened.
Hi, my name is Sharon.
Okay, hi Sharon. Where are you calling from?
Quakertown, Pennsylvania.
Okay, tell me what happened.
My clock that hasn't worked for 6 years that I didn't know that my husband had taken apart and saw that the motor was ruined is now running and has been running for 40 minutes.
And he really took it apart, and then he put it back again.
He said he didn't put it all back together, only part of it.
So you mean it's now ticking with missing parts?
Yep.
That's great, you see? And just keep it up. Keep it up, and it'll stick forever. All right, now what happened to you?
We had a 27-inch color television that hasn't worked for a year.
Yes.
No color, no sound, wouldn't even turn on. And after you came on, I plugged it in. It works perfectly.
You asked $27. Give it away to charity. Now listen, you didn't kick the television, did you?
No, I didn't, but we tried to keep it together to work before.
And it didn't. And it started tonight. That's great. All right.
All right, gentlemen, I'm sorry. I'm afraid we are running out of time. Now, we've heard what the callers had to say, those that get through to us. It seems incredible to me. Now, Randy, what do you have to say?
So this is the astounding feat that Mr. Geller offers as proof of his wonderful psychic powers. Last Saturday morning, listeners to Phoenix radio station KSLX were treated to a similar performance by psychic Massimo Polidoro from Milan, Italy. Mr. Polidoro told the audience, as Mr. Geller did tonight, that wondrous things would occur in their homes as he put forth supernatural vibrations. Let's listen to some brief reports by the amazed listeners who called in.
We've got Massimo Polidoro from Milan, Italy. He is a kinetic psychic, and let's go to the phone. Hi, KSLX.
Hello, my name's Bob. My cat, it's pawing at the radio right now, standing with its hair on edge. I've never seen behavior like this in my life.
Hi, KSLX. Is something strange happening at your house?
Hi, this may really sound silly, but I have a clock my mom gave me. It's an antique clock. It hadn't worked when she gave it to me, but it's a family clock, and it started ticking. I mean, it's making that tick-tock noise back and forth.
Hi, KSLX. Anything weird going on where you are?
Yeah, I'm at work, and we're reprocessing artificial kidneys, and the reprocessing machine started backing up foam out of the sink.
Tammy's on the phone live with us right now.
Okay, I walked out into my kitchen. I have a clock that's battery operated. And when I looked up at the clock, it said 8 o'clock. And it's still ticking, and it was on time before.
And you just went in there just like recently? Because right now it's 8:23.
Well, the only problem here is that Mr. Polidoro is a colleague of mine who has as much psychic power as a piece of shirt cardboard. Over a period of only 30 minutes, reacting to suggestions that any anomaly at all would be due to psychic influence, listeners to that station called in and reported things that they ordinarily would not have even noticed.
I mean, you could probably try that now. If enough of you watch it, get a watch, wind it up, and say work. And I wonder if there's actually some of you that get your watch to work again. It might not be for long, but it might tick a few times. Yeah, it'd be a good experiment to try. But yeah, it just shows you that it's just all rubbish.
Thank the folks at KSLX for proving our point for us, and I rest my case.
Thank you, Randy and Uri. You have time now to make one final remark. Uri?
My response is this. I said that everyone can do it because we all have psychic powers. And you just proved it with your colleague.
Right.
Bless you all out there.
And that's how we turned it around. Everybody's got psychic abilities. And that just proves it. Come on, Yuri. Absolute gimp.
You say that there is no such thing as a sixth sense.
The sixth sense is a vague term because we all have intuition, which I think is based around making subconscious decisions about things. But I don't think anybody is telepathic, and I don't believe particularly that people can contact the dead, which is the major issue here. I have no real problem with people telling fortunes. That's the kind of fun side of it, and it's I don't think it's healthy. But the problem I have is when people pretend they can talk to dead people, particularly when they're doing it for profit.
And you say that
She looks very uncomfortable, that woman, doesn't she? I'm guessing she's the psychic. Lady Catherine.
you base this basically because once upon a time you learnt the tricks, as you call it,
Absolutely.
and you did it yourself.
Yeah, I've been a magician for 30-odd years. When I was a teenager, I learned from a guy in Blackpool, my sort of mentor, about these techniques, which we'll probably talk about, like cold reading, things like that. And it's basically about judging people's body language, the way they're dressed, the way they react to things, and you basically fish around and tell them things that are quite generic but sound very specific. When someone goes and sees a psychic or a fortune teller, they always do this line about, well, they couldn't have known that thing. I always advise them to record the session because actually there'll be about 70 or 80 misses for every hit.
Okay, well, on the other side, Lee, you say that you were born with this sixth sense, if that's what this sort of gift, I guess, of being able to contact the dead.
Absolutely. If Sally did it, I'd be very surprised because Sally is usually on the money. I'm not
She
sure
certainly is on the money.
how something can be generic.
What a comment. Yeah. They're loaded, these mediums and these psychics. Con men. Absolute con men. Just like most of these paranormal channels. They're just in it for the...
Yeah, specific, because that's totally, the disparity there is, very, very huge. However, there are, unfortunately, lots of charlatans acting as psychics and preying on people's vulnerability. And at the end of the day, we're dealing with people's lives here, and they should be accountable to law.
100%. I agree with that.
They're conning people out of it, absolutely.
Obviously, there's going to be some charlatans out there. Of course, there is in any profession. Do you think if you took away the exchange of money, that would separate the people who were really doing it for the greater good and the people who were doing it for
That's
profit?
a good question. Why, if it's a gift,
Do you know what I mean?
and it helps people, why do they charge money for it?
If people didn't want to pay for services, they wouldn't pay for services. And I think to a degree, one is saying on Paul's defence that the public are very gullible and they're very vulnerable and they can be duped quite easily. So I think we're underestimating the public. I'm not saying that every member of the public is not gullible or vulnerable, because they are.
Well, let's talk about...
Yeah, a lot of people are vulnerable and gullible. I think vulnerability does make you gullible, especially if you've lost someone and you're just holding on to some hope that you can receive a message from them just to make sure that they're okay. They're up there on the other side and they're okay. I mean, I'm not saying the paranormal, the afterlife isn't real, like I always say. That's why I look for it for myself, going out on investigations. But if you've just lost somebody close to you, then you are going to be vulnerable and you are going to believe, well, a lot of people anyway, you're going to believe some of the things that these psychic mediums say to you. If they get, just a small portion of the things right, you're going to lap it up.
About the way that in that case, if you say that you can talk to the dead, and you don't do the cold calling, you don't do the fishing.
I don't even know what cold calling is.
Cold reading.
Cold reading.
Yeah.
And so, do you fish? You fish for what you want people. How can I? If I come to you. Because I always think that if you want to completely test the person that you're going to go and see, I come to you.
She swallowed then. She's starting to brick it because I think she knows what's coming.
And I say, there is someone that I desperately want to know from. I want to hear from this person, but I'm actually not going to say another word. Could you please contact them and tell me?
Yeah, mediumship is evidence, okay? It's evidence of survival after physically passing away. If you were 70 years of age and I said, oh, I've got your grandfather in spirit, hello, at 70 years of age, granddad's going to have gone to the other side and be in spirit. Evidence is stuff like maybe how they passed, how they looked, characteristics, possibly months of anniversaries such as birthdays, their date of passing. I don't know how I could cold read a dead person because I'm not actually sure. Let me speak, please. What a cold reading or
She's getting a bit feisty.
hot reading, as I've been hearing about all week with this, in light of Sally's allegation.
Well, it's body language.
I don't know what it is, but I can't.
You can't tell me, oh, I don't know what hot or cold reading is. Come on. You're a psychic. You're going to know all the lingo.
Language and generalisations, yeah.
Body language of a dead person. I can pick it up, and so can many other
No,
people.
no, no. The body language is of the living person, so you can see a twitch. You can read a twitch in someone's eyes.
I don't really look for twitches because the way I work, but this is only the way I work because everybody works individually in whatever job they're in, is that I tend generally to kind of turn myself slightly this way as I'm concentrating. So half the time I'm not even looking at my
Under what
clients.
circumstances can you do that reading? Is there a specific time and a specific environment that you have to be in to do your reading?
When I'm booked, I mean, there needs to be peace and quiet.
Yeah.
When you're paid. Oh, I love this guy on the right.
And
Can you
that's
do it for me now?
Not now, because
Why?
I've come on here to debate stuff. I've not come on here to be a trick pony. I'm not saying I can't.
There you go. As soon as they ask her to do it on live TV, no, I can't do it. Let's see if she's got an excuse.
Do it, but there's a room full of people.
In 150 years of this,
and
there's no proof.
I also say to people, I don't read in public because I do to a degree, but I never know what's going to come out because we don't. Because everybody's lives they're confidential and they have a right to confidentiality. I can give you examples of things that I've done in terms of bringing evidence that there is life after death. I have no, problem with that.
Where is the evidence?
There's evidence.
Where? What?
If you let me finish, please, I'll give examples of what I've said to clients, and clients have taken great comfort and reassurance from that. The proof is when I've described to them how their loved ones who they've lost, whether it's a husband, a child, a mother, a father,
but where is some actual
how,
evidence
excuse
of
me,
that?
how they've
It's
looked, what they passed away from.
It's not
It isn't
scientific.
anecdotal. It is scientific
It is
because
not.
it's proof.
Okay, so therefore,
Scientific. If it was scientific, then it would have already been proven. And scientists would have come out and said, yes, it is possible.
It's about
Lee.
proof.
Yes,
Thank
and there is
you.
none.
I just want to ask you then. So we've heard how you do it. When you were doing this before that you decided not to do it anymore, you were doing cold reading and fishing, and I just wondered whether you could give us a sort of example of how you do this and how easy it is.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the important thing that we haven't covered, which is what most of the stage psychics use, is actually pre-show work. It's not just the cold reading, that comes later. The pre-show work is basically people milling about in the foyer, listening to conversations of people as they're going into the theatre. There's plenty of people wandering around with handheld radio microphones in the theatre, listening to stuff which is being fed back to the medium a lot of the time. Can I just read?
Jesus, that's crazy. You got people walking around recording your conversations in the foyer so they can take that back to the medium. The lengths that some of these mediums will go to is just ridiculous.
Yeah, this is from Sally Morgan's website. Get to the venue early to take full advantage of the many ways that Sally can give you a message. You can complete one of Sally's love letter cards in the venue foyer and leave a question for Sally. You can leave a video message on Sally's special psychic cam, and you can bring a photo of a loved one past and Sally able to connect with them in a spirit world.
Once again,
so all this stuff
we
has
don't
been
know.
handed in.
Once again, we
That's
don't
from her
know
own
how,
website.
but we don't know how she's interpreting that. We don't know how she's using it because she's not here to
No,
defend herself.
I
So it's
think I
important
do
that she
know.
says that. But you say
Old Philip Schofield trying to cover their ass by not getting sued.
you can use a handful of questions to get a response.
Sure.
So would you do that?
Okay,
Do that now.
let's
And,
do that.
We will come back to you, by the way. Don't worry.
Right, these are what known as Barnum Statements, and it's basically, well, let's just do it. Five quick things. Directed at person one who's viewing this. You make friends very, very easily. but you've actually got very few close friends. And part of the reason for that is because you tend to bottle things up and you should let things go. And fairly recently, you feel you were betrayed by a friend. It's actually partly your own fault, but you still feel that you're betrayed by a close friend. Secondly, there's an older man that you associate with the initial B, an older man who's probably in your family or close to your family, and he's always suffered long-term with a pain at the sort of back of his chest.
Look at her smiling. Because she knows she's been rumbled.
Region, okay? But when you think of him, you always think of that daft thing that he does that makes you laugh. Thirdly, you're generally outgoing. You make friends easily. That would apply to number 1 as well. You are sociable, but just occasionally you feel really detached and insecure about yourself. It's almost as though you're kind of zooming out and watching yourself from a camera from above, something like that. Number 4, you've got a scar. It's only a small scar, and it's not from an operation. It was from an accident you had years ago, and it's on your left leg in the middle. Number 5, you have a recurring dream, final one, recurring dream where you're falling, right? Not falling, but almost flying down an escalator or some stairs, right? This alternates, you only have it very sporadically, with a dream about being held underwater. You're struggling to catch your breath, okay?
Okay, so down in the comments, let me know if any of those linked up for you. They didn't really for me. I've probably got a scar on my left shin from pissing about on bikes and stuff when I was younger, but nothing really else kind of glued for me. But yeah, let me know in the comments if he picked any of that stuff up for you.
Well, it's kind of me, basically.
All the way through, she's going, that's me.
That's me.
That's me.
That's totally the letter B. My dad's Brian. I have got a scar on my left leg in the middle. All of those things, like all of those things in some way.
Think about your father for a
myself.
second.
Like I'm on TV, so everybody thinks, oh, you're all chatting this and that. But you know, when I get home, I'm really quite quiet.
Why am I getting a picture of your dad in a kind of greenhouse or a conservatory? Did he used to do a joke about something to do with people in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, something like that?
So what you?
My dad does work for double glazing. Really freaky.
So what? You could think about you.
See how easy it is when you actually know what you're doing and know what questions to ask. Anybody could do this if they train themselves.
No, because I won't say it, but there's a small plane going past there, and I'm getting a picture of something when you were a teenager. There's something to do with a parrot repeating something about Pretty Polly, something like that. But then the parrot turns into an aeroplane, and you're shouting "Mummy." As a kid, you're pointing out the window and shouting "Mummy" at the plane. Does that mean anything?
I don't know. Well, Pretty Polly might have been. But then I mean, you're doing this because you know it's fake. I mean, none of this is real. You're just making this up, aren't you? But cold reading.
This has all been a scam to launch my career as a genuine psychic.
I think it's very important that we get another side to the argument here. Lee, you have listened to all of that.
I'm booking in myself for a reading later.
What do you say? What do you say to all of that? It's pretty compelling stuff.
It is compelling, and it's also, you know, these people that are acting as charlatans. I mean, it's the first I've heard about people, and I'm sure they do it. I'm not denying that they do it. Stage psychics, as they're called, that send people as spies into the foyer and stuff like that. If I do a show, I can't afford to pay people to do that and get all the tacky thing and ask for photos and messages. I don't ask for that. But that's just me. I don't know how other people work. But the thing is, what I will say, I've uncovered a con artist who was posing as a psychic some years ago. And I approached Trading Standards to help out, and they basically refused. So if
On
there
what
are
grounds?
because I was another psychic, and they couldn't take my word for it. So my answer was,
Should
if
I
a
do it then?
doctor, yeah, I think so. So I said, if a doctor reported another doctor for medical negligence to the GMC, would they not take their word for it? So to a degree, people are saying there are laws to protect the public, but then they don't go and act
Can I
on
suggest something just very quickly? It's something we haven't covered. There is.
Yeah, there should be laws against it, really. There should be. Because some of these psychics as well, they call up the police and say, "Oh, I've got information about, I don't know, a murder or something like that." It's a fucking dangerous game. It really is.
fact, a prize offered of $1 million in the States, and it's worldwide, if anybody can prove they have any psychic ability of any kind. It's been open since 1964. It started at $1,000. For years, it's been $1 million. They've had hundreds of applicants.
Yeah, this is the James Randi Foundation.
And it's scientifically tested. Whatever the person claims they can do, they design a test around that claim.
Have a go at that?
And it's
$1 million?
if someone is psychic, why has that not been claimed?
Do you want to have a go at that? And she does a massive swallow. No, she wouldn't do it, because then she knows she's going to get found out.
Since 1964, $1 million. Donate it to charity. Maybe give it to a charity that deals with counselling the bereaved.
Last word.
Well, after my reading with Paul, I'm going to get him to give me a lift to Heathrow.
Do you think you can have the $1 million?
Oh, absolutely.
Well,
I'll give half of it to Paul if I win it, eh?
Can we do that?
Oh, see her with her legs crossed, shaking her legs. She's pissed off.
Come back and talk about it?
We'll send a crew with you. We'll pay for your flights.
Lovely. I love the States.
Terrific. Okay, $1 million.
The James Randi Education.
Well, nobody's ever won the million, so I'm guessing she didn't go. And if she did go, she got found out.
Foundation, if anybody wants to apply for that.
So, thank you both very much indeed.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank
So,
you.
did Paul's psychic reading relate to you?
Yes. The first catching out as slippery psychic. For the past year, we've been investigating Karina, who also goes by the name Alana. As you'll see, her so-called predictions come at a hefty price. In one case, more than $50,000.
Some of them give you 10, 20, 30, $40,000. Go away now, please. Karina the Clairvoyant in full rip-off mode. And there's no question whatsoever in your mind that this is the same woman.
Oh, exactly the same. It is the same woman. I know for a fact.
When Paul was fleeced by Karina, she was using the name Alana. With his marriage on the rocks, Paul turned to a clairvoyant he saw advertised in his local newspaper. It began with a $60 card reading.
And she said, when I go home, you'll probably find that a few light globes will blow.
$60 card reading. What's that? Probably took 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Not a bad wage, is it? For spouting absolute bollocks.
So when I came back here, I found that, funny enough, one of the downlights blew straight away, and one upstairs blew.
Paul was now hooked.
Wait, what? Did he say?
Find that a few light globes will blow. When I go home, you'll probably find that a few light globes will blow. So when I came back here, I found that, funny enough, one of the downlights blew straight away, and one upstairs blew.
Paul was now hooked, and Alana reeled him in slowly.
Oh, she told me that I had a curse put on by someone in the family.
The good news for Paul was she could help at a price. First, there was the rock in a glass of salty water, $1,000.
Jesus Christ. $1,000 to put a fucking bit of rock in a glass of salty water. Fucking hell. I'm in the wrong profession.
To remove a curse on the family dog, $700. Droplets of liquid around the boundary of the house, $900.
Jesus.
The cash continued to flow. Finally, she orchestrated a special ceremony involving a bath. The water bottled and sent overseas for prayer by a psychic higher order. But cleansing the soul doesn't come cheap. $18,000 in cash.
Fuck me. That's mental. 18 grand for that. And if you got the money, I mean, so I guess some people that haven't got the money would still, you know, if there's a chance they can speak to a loved one, or they've been told there's a curse on them that they need lifting. Fucking sick. That's really sick. People like this need to be locked up.
And how many times did you do that?
Oh, a few times, probably about 3 or 4 times.
In a matter of days, Paul had drained the family bank account and handed over $52,000.
So he didn't even have the money. He drained the whole family bank account. That's mental. That is absolutely mental.
They told me not to tell anybody because if you tell people that the curse would spread.
That's a bit convenient, isn't it?
Finally, realising he'd been scammed, Paul called Alana to get his money back. But there would be no refund, and soon there was no psychic. Alana packed up and then vanished.
She's obviously been...
Oh, well, earning that kind of money just off one person, you could just get up and pack and just go and stay in hotels for the rest of your life. Just literally travelling the world, just scamming people. Change your name. Sickos.
Doing it for a long time.
He then complained to Fair Trading, but with no receipts, Alana was free to move on to her next victim.
I want my money back.
It's almost 12 months since we recorded that interview. With Alana gone, we couldn't confront her about Paul's claims. The trail went cold, and so did the story. Then suddenly, it appeared. Same ad, different name. This time, she was trading under Karina. So, we set up a sting. We sent our researcher to get a reading.
Hello. She told me that she would stop my boyfriend from cheating on me, get rid of the other woman, get my job back, and cure my life, and get rid of all curses, so...
But it came at a cost.
Came at a cost of $1,300.
And it's all a pack of psychic babble and blatant lies. Madeline doesn't have a boyfriend, isn't out of a job, and doesn't have an evil spirit haunting her.
Yeah, she's believable. I mean, she knows what she's doing. She's got it down to a T. She's obviously done it a billion times before.
David Eccleston from the Nine Network, how are you? Are you Alana or Karina today?
Pardon?
Who are you ripping off today?
Who am I ripping off?
Yeah. You want to take this girl to the cleaners for $1,300.
Pardon?
You're a psychic?
I'm a clairvoyant.
A very dodgy one, aren't you?
No, I ain't been on no run.
You change your name, your number,
I haven't changed my
and
name.
your address
Wrong.
every few months. You used to be Alana, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
My face goes on the air. I'm going to sue every one of you.
You can sue us, but guess what? The game's up.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
$18,000. You fill the bath up with water, and you charge him $18,000.
Okay?
Do you know Paul?
No, I don't. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Do you remember filling the bath up with water and charging $18,000?
Why don't you get your facts right about this Alana you're talking about?
Just another psychic con, another victim who loses his marriage and a stack of cash. No, it's much more than that. This story is a warning about a system that fails consumers, a government full of bluster and bluff.
In New South Wales, there's no licensing scheme for clairvoyance. There's no registration scheme.
New South Wales Fair Trading Minister Linda Burney says if a clairvoyant makes false claims, they can be prosecuted. Well, it sounds impressive, but dig below the soundbite.
If they have fallen foul and it's deemed that way, who measures that, by the way?
Well, that's a very good question. The issue for fair trading is around what they advertise and what they deliver.
But currently there is no watchdog, is there, on sex?
There is no registration process in New South Wales.
So a flood of complaints won't stop someone like Karina moving on to your suburb. Too bad for Paul, too bad for her next victim. I'm guessing you're going to move in the next couple of days?
I think you better move. You better make yourself safe.
Well, guys, I think we'll leave it there. I mean, that's just eye-opening, isn't it? Absolutely eye-opening. So all of you out there that have been in contact with mediums before or had readings or actually believe in mediums, just be very, very careful how much money you're parting ways with. It's up to you whether you want to believe it, but you know, especially after seeing these, I mean, I saw some videos today and I kind of made my mind up with it. I mean, I didn't really believe them anyway, but I really made up my mind today watching some videos, and just watching these ones here just cemented it for me. It's just crazy how people can get away with doing stuff like this. It's absolutely criminal. So yeah, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comments section. If you do enjoy my reactions, please do consider subscribing. And yeah, I guess that's about it for this one. See you on the next one.